Hello there, welcome back. My name is Julie, and this is my journal, and specifically my post-spinal nerve ablation journal. We have had the first one done. Tomorrow will be 1 week since doing it, and 1 week from tomorrow, we will do the other side. So we did the right side almost a week ago, and in a week, we will do the left side of my low back. So I am feeling pretty dang good today. I am still feeling a very strange, difficult to explain kind of feeling of disconnection in my body. But as you can see, I'm in my car, and I did just get back from my pelvic floor physical therapist, and we had a wonderful session, and it was so good to get out of the house, to get outside. Like I had not stepped outside since the procedure. That starts making a person crazy. I do not need to be stuck in the house. So it was really good to have that appointment today to force me to get outside. Sorry, you guys have to have my steering wheel so prominent. Let's see if I can, we can put it down a little bit. How's that? So I did do that today, and for the second time in a row, I have not needed to have the invasive rectal spinal tailbone manipulation, which is wonderful. I've been able to sit so much more comfortably than when I first began seeing her, which is what we started seeing her for, was for the tailbone. And that's especially wonderful because I have been doing a significant amount of sitting, unfortunately, for the last several days, sitting or lying down, because I have felt so disconnected from my body, or my body, it's just disconnected from different parts the last several days. But I would have thought that for sure, with the amount of sitting that I've done, that I would have needed the tailbone manipulation. I didn't. And so instead, what we worked on was easing back into my stretches, my exercises, because I've not done any of them since the procedure. And a lot of that, the first few days, I was just out of my mind. I was just, and then after that, since that, it's been, I'm certain it's just been me holding myself back. There is the disconnect for sure. I have not felt connected to my body in a normal way or a comfortable way, but it's also been me just holding myself back for sure. And so I'm so glad that I had this appointment set up and went and saw her, and there with her guidance and in the safety, of the office, was able to not do all the stretches or exercises, because there's some of them we just couldn't do yet, but able to do so much. And then we did a lot of work on the glute muscles and some assessments showing that both sides are just incredibly weak. And so there are some of the exercises that I will be easing into over the next few days, so that I can at least have several days of doing them before we do the next ablation. But we were able to do some pretty deep, pretty intense massage in the glutes that I did not think I ever would be able to do or be able to tolerate. So that was awesome. And anyway, just quite a bit of work. And the amazing thing is that we are transitioning from working on the tailbone and being able to sit to working together on the walking, the jogging, the training for the 5K. She still totally believes in me and has instilled belief in me that we'll be able to do the 5K at the end of March. Not running the whole thing, but definitely jogging. Hopefully more jogging than walking, but whatever the case, it will be doing a 5K. And so that was really encouraging that that she still thinks that and believes that. And so that was good. That was really good. I am definitely still wobbly. She suggested that I talk with the providers that are, doing these ablations, specifically the anesthesiology part of it, to tweak, perhaps, if possible, the medications that they're using, because of the fact that I do feel still somewhat just wobbly mentally, wobbly physically. And it's, we agreed that it's a little late to be feeling that, and so if they can tweak the cocktail this next time, that would be nice, or give some guidance on that. That would be nice, to just not feel wobbly when I'm standing and walking. Speaking of walking, I am going to finally get out and go for a walk. I didn't do it yesterday, so definitely going to do it today. The goal is just from one stop sign to the other, and we'll start at my house and walk to one stop sign, come back to my house, then walk to the other stop sign, come back to my house. That way I'm not like far away from home. I will have my daughter with me, so if I feel too wobbly, to whatever, she'll be able to help me, and we won't be far from home, so get right back to the house. But hopefully it'll go well. And then what I had discussed with the physical therapist, and what we had agreed on, was that if that little test goes well, then all right, then maybe do some laps of just that one block, stop sign to stop sign, just so that I'm comfortably close to home, and have that kind of be it for today. Just, back and forth that way for the comfort factor and feeling secure being close to home. And then tomorrow, start going, okay, now around the block. And then from there, just increase daily. And if that goes well for the next 3 days, then I could attempt some very short jogging intervals into it, which was really encouraging. I had not expected her to approve or recommend the jogging intervals till after we had both the ablations done. But I'm super excited that she's on board for that. But with lots of caveats, lots of listening to your body, not doing it if you're still wobbly, focus just on the walking if there's still the wobbliness, and, leave the jogging alone. Much shorter intervals of the jogging. Not that I was doing long intervals of jogging anyway, but less, and to, really focus more on feeling connected with my body again and doing the walking, don't get too caught up in and hung up on the jogging when you haven't even been walking. You got to walk before you run, kind of thing. And I have to be reminded of that. I just do. It's the way, this old melon works. So, but I am feeling much, much better mentally, emotionally, physically than I was yesterday. And a huge part of that, of course, was just getting out of the house, getting outside. Big difference. I do still have a cold. I'm still taking cold medicine. It's not bad. I'm grateful it hasn't, gone, full blown and crazy as it often does with me. And I mean, that could still happen, but I think a big part of what was going on with me was just being stuck in the house and starting to slide into just, the trauma of being stuck in the house after so many recoveries and everything from different injuries and maladies and situations, and starting to feel kind of sucked in to that. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I can describe it. And so being forced to get out, out of the house. Yeah, that feels good. That is good. So what I need to do is get out. Even if that just means, getting out onto the porch is huge, but then also doing this walking, and then hopefully, some jogging. Anyway, all around, just much better. And I did go to bed on time, which was helpful. I didn't go to sleep, but I did at least go to bed on time, and then got up at a much more reasonable time, which I had to because I had an appointment. I think I need to make appointments with myself or with family, friends, whatever, so that I'm getting out. I did not do my dumpster diving looky-loo that I had hoped to do. I just physically and mentally didn't feel up to it. But my plan is to, over this weekend, over these next few days, to get out and do that. I think that will be good for me. But just getting out of the house, I think, was a big step. I do deal with a lot of, not quite agoraphobia, but definitely a flavor of it, and social anxiety and whatnot after the years of the pandemic and the injuries and the illnesses that my children went through, and how that affected me and all of us, and just all of it together, and the surgeries and anyway, and so we are working through that. I did, that Walmart trip before the ablation, and I would like to try that again once I see kind of how the walking goes. I do want to go, it doesn't have to be Walmart. I want to pick a place. Maybe, my son needs some new pants. So maybe, Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshall's kind of a thing, and kind of see how I feel in there. That might not be the best idea because things tend to be kind of cramped in those stores. So maybe that's not the best place to start. Maybe Target. Target might be a good idea. Yeah, maybe Target. Just to, get out there and keep working on the social anxiety, I think is vital. So that, and then this, the walking, just the getting out of my house, getting outside. Vital, absolutely vital. So anyway, that's where we're at. I will say my nutrition has been garbage. Not absolutely horrible. I have been getting my fruits and vegetables in, and I'm very glad about that, and I do want to acknowledge that. But it has been awful. Just awful. I am getting my water intake, though, as of yesterday, doing much better at hydrating. And I think it just, those first several days, I was just all messed up. And then it was letting myself stay down too long. Yeah. And maybe using that as a crutch. Maybe there was some disordered thinking in there. Maybe some depression that I was sliding into that was just keeping me down. And then it was, you just start, kind of just going downhill and digging down into the kind of that pit and then reinforcing that with more negative, unhealthy behaviors. And so, I want to stay out of that. And ideally, now that I've kind of seen how it goes with the ablation, and we did the worst side first, maybe I can, prepare for and against those behaviors for the next one. We've got a week. So I want to get into a good routine of getting out of the house every day, some walking every day, maybe even get some meal prep done. That would be nice. Even if it's, I have the kids do the meal prep for me while I focus on the walking and the stretching and the strengthening exercises and things like that. And possibly a little bit of dumpster diving. We'll see. But I think that should be kind of our focus, is for this week that we have leading up to the next procedure, do everything that I can and that we as a family can to to prevent kind of sliding back into that negative place that I've been for a couple of days, that I've been for a few days. Do everything we can to not let that happen. I'm not saying it's been like absolutely awful, but it was starting to get, definitely mentally starting to get there. And we don't need that. We do not need that. Nope, 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 nope. So I am going to attempt some walking today. I'll let you know how that goes. Either I'll let you know today or I'll let you know tomorrow, but we will be attempting that. Not just attempting, we will be doing that in whatever amount or distance that ends up being. We will be getting out and doing that. I was able to drive. Fantastic. Wonderful. Very happy about that. And I got out. I did get out, and we did exercises, and we did stretches, and we did deep tissue massage, and we got some work done. And even more than that, I was able to get back on track, I think, mentally. So here's to getting to sleep on time, getting up on time, getting out, getting hydrated, nourishing my body, staying away from the sugar. God, the stuff sugar does to you. We should really delve into the effects of sugar sometime, because what it does to your body, not only is it addictive, but the inflammation that it causes. And then, of course, I mean, inflammation is the kind of the catalyst of so many other problems in your body. Inflammation. And sugar, well, it powers that. So we'll talk about that sometime. We'll maybe do like a deep dive into a bowl of sugar. Well, the effects of a bowl of sugar anyway. But I am going to do some Lego today, and I'm going to get out and do my walk today, and I am going to play some Mario Kart today. And I think I might get my notebook and my pen and go out and start doing some planning for in the yard, because with all the improvements that we're making, and especially with the physical therapy and the nerve ablations and all of that, and my foot feeling so much better, we will be in the yard. We will be doing a lot of yard work and landscaping and lots of things. There's going to be a lot this spring, summer, and fall. So it might behoove us to get started. There was a commercial. Sorry, this is my journal. We just, whatevs. Thanks for hanging out. But hey, if you're still watching, will you put in the comments, thanks for hanging out? If you're still watching, to let me know that you're still watching. Thank you. You're a star. You are wonderful. Go ahead and put in the comments, thanks for hanging out, so that I can thank you for still being here. But I was watching a commercial, popped up on something about, it was for like a landscaping architect or something like that, some kind of company trying to sell their services. But something that they said really struck me and has stuck with me. And that is, they were talking about how much time and energy and money you waste when you go into yard work or yard design without a plan. And boy, if that isn't the truth for me. Our Wonderland garden out in the back part of our property, I redid that I don't know how many times. Which is time and money and energy and plants and yeah. And I've done that to an extent in other parts of the yard as well. And things do evolve and they change, and you get new ideas, and you find that, certain areas don't work for certain plants, or certain plants don't work for certain areas. And then as other plants grow, you do have to modify and you have to change things if there's going to be more shade, less shade, all of those things. Of course, certainly. But there's also not planning from the beginning and really, thinking ahead of what are these plants going to be like in the future, and building towards a finished product. Not that gardening is ever finished, but building towards this product that you want to create, this design you want to create, having that in your mind and laying it all out, and then sticking to that layout and doing the research. And we've owned this home and this property for 17 years. I think I've had enough time to get to know the land, the dirt, the setup. So I want to really have a plan where we're going to focus our time, our energy, our resources. Definitely, along the driveway to do what still needs to be done to get the fence put in, and, put finances towards getting that done and done right. But also other areas of the yard that need to be cleaned up, that need trimming, that need stuff hauled out, and the soil prepped, and, just all these things. So I feel like that would be a good way to get out of the house and be feeling like I'm, doing something. To come out with the pen, the paper, the measuring tape, and start planning. Yeah. And perhaps I'll bring you along for that. That could be a really good thing. Instead of just walking up and down from, stop sign to stop sign, kind of walk through the property as well. That is a good idea. That is a damn good idea. You guys are such a great sounding board. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to go in and have some coffee because I haven't even had coffee yet today. This has been my journal. I've been Julie. You've been wonderful. You've been marvelous. You've been fabulous. I'm so grateful for you. And is everything all better? No, absolutely not. We have a long ways to go still, but I don't feel like there's no end to the tunnel of recovery and physical therapy and trying to rebuild and redo and never, and no hope. And we're in a much, much better place than we have been in months and months and months. Yeah. And is the ablation worth it? Mm-hmm. Each day, and especially as now we did stretches and exercises, and I'm able to sleep on my stomach again. And, because that nerve, because they were able to cut off those pain signals. And anyway, absolutely it's worth it. But it's also, a journey, and figuring it out and working with it and dealing with side effects, and dealing with the whole process of it, and not letting it, suck me back into an unhealthy place and an unhappy place. Thank you for being part of it. I'm gonna have coffee. I'll rest for a little bit, and then we'll do our walk. Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, it's not it's a nice day. It's not freezing cold. It's not warm. It's a comfortable, 30 something degrees Fahrenheit. I know to some people that's like, oh God, that's cold. But actually for us, and especially where it's sunny and everything, it's really pleasant, really quite pleasant. So it'll be good to get out and have a little walk. Yeah. And then tomorrow a little more, and then the next day a little more. And I will see my physical therapist again the day before the next ablation. So that'll be good. All right. That's where I'm at. That's my journal. That's what I've got for you. I wish you only the very best and the most wonderful things, and all those things that you do need, and so much more. So much more. Okay, let's do this. All right? Okay. All right.